my beautiful community. I am just so excited to share this with you. It is something that I am so deeply passionate about, and I am living my dreamiest life, being able to provide and share this information with you so you too can elevate your brand and create and cultivate your dreamiest life. So here is the training that I'll be going through, the 3 systems that you desperately need in your bridal business. These are the exact systems that I implemented in my bridal business, which is actually what was the foundations for me being able to launch my Hairstylist Academy, which was my dreamiest life. So, before we get started, I wanted to share a beautiful, deep, and vulnerable story with you. So 1 year ago, my business grew so rapidly, I was at a complete point of absolute burnout and exhaustion. I had completely reached capacity and I had nothing more to give, no more time to give, and no more energy to give. I was flat, depressed, exhausted, overwhelmed, and anxious like all of the time. I actually couldn't keep up with my bride's needs. I couldn't keep up with her emails, their requests. Everything felt so needy and so demanding. And so this resentment actually built towards my brides. And it got me to a point where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not even creating the experience that I started this bridal business to be. I thought I'd lost my passion, but I realized it wasn't my passion that I had lost. It was just that I was at an absolute point of overwhelm and I was at complete capacity and I was just so fucking broken. There were no words. So in my attempt to keep up with the demands, I actually hired my beautiful, gorgeous Nick, who started helping me out with the behind the scenes admin work. And although it was incredible having her a part of the team, and she still is a vital part of our team, all I was doing was shifting the overwhelm and stress and this neediness of clients from me to her. So I wasn't implementing systems and I wasn't creating a new foundation to support our business or me or my life or my dreams. I was actually just moving the problem from one area to another. So I started to realize this when I started to pay her, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't afford to keep paying you this level. I never valued my time, and I was paying her 16 hours a week just to keep up with the bookings and the inquiries and the emails. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is not financially feasible. My business is running at a loss. So in a desperate attempt, literally, to find a way to make this work and grow and expand whilst implementing these freaking systems, I desperately needed to find a way to make it work that was financially feasible but most importantly, I needed to find a way that was actually going to relieve me of stress and the overwhelm and the anxiety, because it had gotten to a point where it was affecting my family and my relationships with my boys. So I'm going to get a little emotional now. It was such an awful place to be. It was really, there's not quite a word for it. And so the reason behind why I'm so passionate about sharing this with our entire industry is because I know I'm not alone, and I know this is such a lonely journey, and I know that if your bridal business is exactly where mine was, you are at complete overwhelm and you are at complete burnout. And if your relationships with your family and your friends is not being affected right now, it will be the bigger you grow and the bigger you expand. It will become a point where if your business is not supporting your growth, then it's your family and your relationships that suffer if your business is not the one to suffer. So I dug deep because I was so desperate to launch my Hairstylist Academy. It was like the biggest desire on my heart. I'm so passionate about teaching everybody both hair and business. So I was determined to launch my Hairstylist Academy, and basically that meant that I had to find a way to make this work where it didn't affect my relationship and it didn't affect my connection with my bubbers. So I dug deep, and through trial and a fuckload of error, I created an incredible system which enabled me to reduce my admin by 90%, despite my business continuously evolving and growing and expanding. And so if I didn't implement these systems, there would have only been two outcomes. One, I would have launched my Hairstylist Academy and the rest of my life crumbled around me. Or two, never launched my Hairstylist Academy and continued down the same path that I was on of complete overwhelm and exhaustion. So the reason why I'm so passionate about sharing this with you is because my heartfelt goal for you is for you to also experience what I'm experiencing, where you have a business that supports you and your dreamiest life, where there are systems in your business that support your growth. Like, if you're at a place where I was at, you desperately need this, and so I just want to share it with you. So my goal and my vision for you is to create your dreamiest life by implementing systems and processes within your bridal business that supports your client journey. So many of you might not actually know or be aware that even if you are not cultivating a client journey within your business, it will still be happening, but it won't be happening with effortless flow and grace and ease. It will be happening in extreme anxiety, overwhelm, and burnout. So what happens is, without realizing, there is a client journey that exists, and it includes your sales experience and your client experience. And so what happens is your sales experience includes your bride's emails, the DMs, the phone calls, the text messages, the inquiry follow-ups, the deposit payments, the contract signatures, the terms and conditions, the booking confirmation. So everything that happens in your bridal business up until the booking confirmation is considered a sales experience. You might not be tracking this information, and you might not be recording this information, and you might just be handling this information like in the moment. There's probably no guided email responses, no structure or systems in place to support you throughout that process, but that's okay. We're going to share that in a minute. But what I'm trying to paint a picture here is that process does exist. It's probably just a little bit scattered right now. So then we go into the client experience. So this is the touch points within your client journey after your bride has confirmed that, after the deposit's been paid and the booking confirmation has been sent. There will be a series of events that will follow your client experience within your business that you may or may not be aware of right now, but it does include things like your trial follow-ups, your trial confirmations, your trial reminders and invoice payments, your wedding day schedule follow-ups, and any changes to their wedding day schedule or booking, as well as their booking reconfirmation, invoice follow-ups, invoice payments, invoice reminders, and finally their wedding day and wedding day follow-up. So this builds out your client journey, your client experience within your client journey. So here is a beautiful representation of the elegant edge experience that I've created within my brand. And so I've broken down into our sales experience and our client experience. So here is an example of our sales experience. Like I mentioned before, that includes that includes your DMs, your emails, your text messages, your phone calls, all of the conversations that you have with your bride prior to them going onto your website and prior to them going onto your website and sending through an inquiry form. The idea here is to streamline this sales experience. So you don't want to be emailing quotes or pricing or availability or travel fees or anything like that anywhere except for in your quote or proposal email. Ideally, you want your bride, you want to refer your bride's emails, DMs, text messages, and calls through from your social media or your emails into your website online inquiry form. And from there, you have a process that's now streamlined. You've streamlined everybody into your one sales experience process. And so that allows for a seamless, absolute, beautifully cultivated sales experience. So once you can see here that, as I mentioned before, you've got the website form that goes in, the inquiries then sent off, the quotes then sent off with the proposal, then the inquiry follow-up, then you've got your deposit payments and your contracts being signed, and then following up with the booking confirmation. So that basically is the foundation or the flow of your sales experience. So you might not be aware that this is actually happening in your business. It's just whether or not you're automated, or whether or not you're aware of it, or whether or not you're just responding to these certain parts in your sales experience, like in the moment. And in that case, you might feel like your brides are quite demanding, quite needy, and all of the things. But we'll be diving deeper into that in a second. So then we've got our client experience, and this is everything that's occurred after the booking confirmation. And so this includes your trial follow-ups, your trial confirmations, all of the things that I previously mentioned. So you can see here how ideally you want to answer your bride's needs or most asked questions, or what they're desperately asking for in any of their correspondence to you. You want to package that up into a beautiful little guide, and you want to include that in your sales experience or your client experience. So that way you are answering all of their questions before they even pop into their head, which is obviously going to help you cultivate an exceptional client experience. Okay. So the first system I use in my business is our Bridal Bible system, and this is an Excel spreadsheet that I've created and I've used from my 9 years ago from day dot. This is basically formed and created to record your client journey. So everything that I just mentioned in the sales experience and the client experience, this is what is recorded and tracked in the Bridal Bible system. And so as time's gone on and I've started using an automated CRM, so that we use in Dubsado in our business now, as time's gone on, the Bridal Bible has transformed from a manual CRM system to a sales and marketing system. So right now I use the Bridal Bible to manage our sales and marketing conversions, our booking conversions, and we get a beautiful snapshot of our KPIs and everything like that. So I use it more of it as a tool for our sales and marketing management. Previous to implementing Dubsado within my business, I actually used the Bridal Bible system to record and track every single step in our client's sales experience and our client's client experience. So this was a beautiful way for me to jump in at any point and see where my bride was at, if their invoice had been paid, if their trial had been followed up, if their trial had been booked in, if their invoice for the trial had been paid, if their booking confirmation had been sent out. It was a beautiful way for me to record and track where my bride was at in their client journey. This is not something that is offered or even an option if you're using a booking system like Fresher or Timely or Acuity or Calendly. Those systems are specifically for your booking of the wedding and the booking of the trial. It does not track where your bride is at in their client journey, whether you have a client journey that is automated like ours or in the moment like ours used to be. So the other system we use in our bridal business is the booking system, which we use now is Dubsado, our CRM. So this is completely automated our entire client journey. So this was a lot of work behind the scenes, I won't lie, but this did set up and completely automate my entire client journey, both the sales experience and the client experience. The Dubsado can be used as a booking system as well as a payment gateway because it's directly integrated with with Stripe as well as PayPal. But the Dubsado is basically the reason why my admin has been reduced by 90%. Dubsado is literally the reason why I'm even able to launch the Hairstylist Academy and my Kailah Lee Bridal Business Mentoring. So if you're not ready to invest in Dubsado, and if you don't have the time to invest into Dubsado, then the other option that you could use is the Bridal Bible system with a booking system such as Timely, Square, Calendly, or Fresher. Those are examples. Before we used Dubsado, we actually used to use the combination of our Bridal Bible system and our Timely system, and that used to be integrated with our accounting system. So ideally, if you cannot invest in Dubsado for, ideally, if you cannot invest in Dubsado right now, ideally you want to at least have your booking systems in place, so that way your bookings are automated, your invoices are automated, and your reminders are automated for both your wedding bookings and your trial. Another great opportunity is to ensure that your online booking system is available on your website, so your brides could literally jump online and book their trial in one step. So this has been a lot, very jam-packed full of information. Just scratch that little bit out. Okay, so finally we have our accounting system. So this is a system that we use to record our financial management requirements that's automated and integrated with our booking system. So you don't have to be using Dubsado to have an accounting system integrated. We used to be using Timely, and we used to have Xero integrated into our Timely, which is of course beneficial because you want to automate the process between having your wedding booked and the invoices created in your booking system, as well as the invoices created from your trial appointment. You want to have those invoices and those payments automatically integrated and synchronized with your Xero account for the purpose of easeful accounting. So the way we have it set up is that we now use Dubsado as completely automated our entire client journey. And so we use Dubsado for the sales experience as well as the client experience. We now use the Bridal Bible as a source for our sales and marketing management, so we can see our booking conversions, our marketing conversions, where our referrals are coming from, so we get a good insight into where our time is best spent on our social platforms. And then we also use the accounting Xero as our accounting system, which is linked to our Dubsado through integrated through Dubsado, as well as the Stripe payment gateway. So there are the three systems that we use in Elegant Edge that has basically amplified our brand, elevated their client experience, and reduced our admin by 90%. So for your homework, if you would love to identify your current client journey that you have in place through your sales experience and your client experience, map out where your bride touch points are. So when you reach out to your bride and follow up for her trials, when you reach out for your bride and follow up for her email inquiries and inquiry follow-ups and all of the things, you want to basically record and find out, don't worry about any of that. So I hope you have found this information incredibly helpful. I would absolutely love if in the comments you can share with us what systems you're using, and if you would love any more support or help throughout your business and your systems that you are implementing into your bridal business. I would love to know. So that is the end of my free training, the 3 systems that I use within my bridal business to amplify our experience and reduce our admin work by 90%. I would absolutely love if you could share in the comments what your biggest takeaway was, and if you have any questions, please leave a little note in the comments below. I would absolutely love to support you further on this. And I would officially love to let you in on a little secret. I have been behind the scenes working like a crazy person and putting together a 7-module program called Expansion, which is it is designed to specifically teach you and take you through these exact systems that I have now implemented in my business, as well as teaching you and guiding you through mapping out your client journey, where you really get clear on what your bride needs from you the most, what your bride is absolutely obsessed with and nobody else delivers, and what could make your bride feel like, just scratch that little bit out. I show you how to create guides and worksheets and valuable resources to support your bride throughout her wedding planning journey that you can weave throughout your client journey yourself, that will ultimately amplify your brand, elevate your brand, but also most importantly, this entire client experience and sales experience that you will be creating within the client journey is automated. So I'm so passionate about this, and I'm so excited because it just changed my everything for me. It changed my relationships. It changed my connection with my boys. It allowed me to launch the Hairstylist Academy, and of course, it's actually amplified my bride's experience. So I honestly just, the world needs to know about this because it is literally life-changing. It is the reason why I've created this most dreamiest life. And in this, in the program Expansion, I'm going to be diving deep into so many aspects of business that we don't talk about enough. So my absolute goal for Expansion, and the reason behind launching it, is because I want our entire industry to cultivate and create their most dreamiest life. Like, imagine being able to not stress about what your if you've forgotten a bride's inquiry, or if you've forgotten their invoice payment, or if their payment's outstanding, or if their trial's due, or when they're due, or if you've got an assistant helping you. Like, imagine not having the stress or the weight of that on the shoulder, because weddings are hard work, right? Weddings are stressful. Like, not only stressful on the day when you're in the environment and you're feeling everybody's energy, but like exhausting because you're like, you just throw everything at these brides and their weddings and all of the things, and it does consume you. So imagine having a system that supports you. Like, it's amazing. I can't rave about Dubsado enough. And obviously in my program Expansion, that is exactly what I'm going to be teaching you: how to create your client journey that speaks to your bride on a heightened connected level, and then creating that journey within workflows and program packages and emails and everything like that within Dubsado, so that your exceptional client experience flows from every touch point that we create within Dubsado for your business. So I'm so excited about it. I honestly, you know, when you just feel like you're here to do that thing, this is the thing that I'm here to do. I know it. And so I can't wait to share it with you. It will be launching in the end of August, and it is so exciting. So I can't wait. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you've taken a lot away from the bridal booking system, the Dubsado or booking systems, as well as the accounting systems. And I can't wait to share more business hacks with you in our Facebook community. It's amazing. Thanks for spending this time with me today.